Society tends to judge the expression of pain as a sign of weakness, so we suppress and resist grief and heartache. However, when we are present with our emotions, when we allow ourselves to feel pain, we recover that part of our being frozen due to trauma. By bearing witness, we enable true healing to occur. As a result of the accident, your son died in utero. You underwent an emergency C-section after to save your daughter, but she passed during delivery. Vermont law states that no person died that day. How have you negotiated this glaring contradiction?
Well, when the accident happened, they had sent my husband to Albany via LifeStar, and they ambulanced to me to Dartmouth. And by the time I got there, they had decided that they would try to save the one baby. And I underwent emergency C-section, and when I woke up, they had told me my children had passed, both, which was hard. But then they let me have my children in my room with me, for the next 24 hours or so, and I kept them with me, and I was holding them when I found out that Vermont stated that no one had died that day. And here I am holding my children in my arms, and then being told by the state, watching it on TV as it unfolded, that they don't consider anyone had died in that accident, and that there would be no charges to the girl that had caused the accident. And it was difficult to swallow that pill when I'm holding my babies in my arms and they're telling me they're not babies, they're, nobody died.
So this is because the state of Vermont does not recognize fetal homicide.
Correct.
And so in the aftermath, you engaged with the political process in the hopes that the state would recognize fetal homicide.
I did, because I see a huge difference between abortion and fetal homicide. Yeah. Abortion is the woman's makes her own choice whether or not she wants to have it. And in my situation, I had chose life for my children, and I had not signed up for an abortion.
Right, exactly, because you had names picked out for your children.
Correct.
And your family was awaiting their arrival and looking forward to raising them, whereas abortion is about women's access to ending unwanted pregnancies. So why did Montpelier conflate the horrible tragedy that you suffered with the issue of abortion?
Because legislature doesn't want anything to do with anything that's not on their agenda. They decide what they want, and if it even hints at what they consider a slippery slope that could be tied into anything they want to push, they have nothing to do with it. I was avoided. I was ran from literally by Dick Sears down the hall because he didn't want to discuss it.
This is a senator from Bennington County.
Correct.
He's a Democrat?
Correct. And I believe he wanted to help me, but I don't think he was allowed to through his process of the higher ups saying, we don't want to touch this.
So, because this is about personhood, they didn't want to touch personhood, and that's where the slippery slope comes in.
Correct.
Oh, so you did not feel heard?
Absolutely not. I had a senator who was helping me. He helped crafted a bill for fetal homicide, which had nothing to do with abortion. It just gave us a legal means to process people who commit an illegal crime that results in the death of children.
Right.
And nobody would give, I wasn't even afforded a proper hearing, which most bills are afforded a hearing and considered and talked about in a committee, and they refused to give me a proper hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Trish, could you tell us what loss has taught you about life?
Well, this loss taught me a lot of things. I hold my children very dear. I actually have lost 4 children over a period of 5 years.
I'm so sorry.
The twins, just 2 of them. So my remaining children are my life, and I appreciate it. And I see the importance of what children, even unborn children, how important they are, and how to appreciate the little things.
Right.
But it also taught me a lot about our legislature in Vermont, and it's scary that we're heading in the direction we're heading when everyday people cannot have their voices heard in our own legislature.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Trish,
thank you
for allowing us to bear witness to your loss.
Thank you.